Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law-Splaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, small law firm in central Minnesota. What's up, y'all? I was just on with Nina Infinity. We are here. She will be joining us sometime soon. We're going to have a little bit of a different show than yesterday. Yesterday's show got very serious and dour, talking about crazy political shit. And I kind of I struggle because I get wrapped up in the politics season and people are asking about elections and all that shit. And I talk about it, but I don't at the same time. I don't know. It gets really old and really boring and really depressing to talk about that shit all the time. Fucking politics, always this stuff, always laws. Sometimes you just want to kick back and talk about life a little bit, right? Enjoy the life stories that are happening out there. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you guys are saying, but that's what I'm saying. So tonight, I'm going to ask for y'all's health a little bit. Help. I've got some stories that we can talk about. I definitely have one that I really want to talk about with Nina. They asked an AI to make ideal people, right? Ideal body shapes. And they're like, it is an unrealistic standard to be an AI generated perfect person. You asked an AI to generate a perfect human. Yes, the standard is going to be unrealistic. And they're mad about this. They're mad that they asked it for perfection and it gave them perfection. So awesome. We'll talk about that, I guess. But yeah, we'll get Nina on here because she's my fellow in disliking the fats. As a former fat, she believes that there is no excuse for it. So we've got that. There's some other weird shit going on. John Roberts is being his normal pussy self. John Roberts sucks. I don't know if you guys are aware, but he's a pile of trash, and I really don't like him because he's a weasel and he's very concerned about his image, probably more than any other justice or judge that I'm aware of. So hold on one second. Yeah. So John Roberts is now kind of backpedaling on the Supreme Court ethics stuff. Not a ton, but a little bit. And this is one of John Roberts' problems. And it has been his entire run as Chief Justice, is that he is very, very, very fucking concerned about how he will look to history. John Roberts is extremely concerned with the legacy of the Roberts Court, and it shows. And so we'll maybe look at what he's saying about this ethics stuff from Roe versus Wade, because at first he's like, there is no ethical issue here. There's no ethics. And now he's kind of like, well, we're looking into it. And it's like, stop being a bitch. The media knows that John Roberts is similar to Judge Schrader in the Kyle Rittenhouse case. If you bully him and make him look bad enough in media long enough, he'll change his opinion to conform with the media. Because he's a bitch. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And we do have What the Fuck Wednesday. What the Fuck Wednesday is coming up. I'm not going to talk a bunch about Trump and DeSantis and all that stuff. The new news on Trump, which we'll probably get into a different day coming up here, is that Trump's former lawyer, Ty Cobb, or White House counsel, Ty Cobb, whatever, says that Trump is quote unquote going to jail over the Mar-a-Lago stuff. And the news, of course, loves anything where anyone ever affiliated with Trump ever says anything bad about him. And so they're running that story as if it necessarily matters. But lawyers have opinions on how cases and things are going to go all the time. And there's no particular value to any particular opinion. Like they're just an opinion based on experience, prejudices, biases, and training. And all of those things can come to different results depending on who the person is. But the media is like, oh, former Trump lawyer says it, therefore he's going to prison. It's like, okay, well, let's slow the fuck down. But the entire point, obviously, as I discussed last night, of all this criminal shit going into Trump is to disrupt him in the primaries and possibly disrupt him in the general election. But we may talk about that a little bit. Other than that, I do have... I have a story about some dirty nuns. Some dirty nuns breaking their vows of celibacy and chastity. Whew. Get it. So, what am I wearing? Yes. So in honor of Nina Infinity, because she always puts my thought stream clips on the intro, I decided to resurrect the Sailor Moon shirt from my thought stream. Okay, so here you go, ladies and gentlemen. The Sailor Moon shirt is here. I'm wearing it right now. It is if you did not see that stream, I think it's out there somewhere. It's one of my favorite things I ever did. Did you see the 10,000 woman bus stop sign? No, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? But yeah. So when Nina gets here, we'll get into those topics. As a reminder, in case you haven't seen any of this, this week, I meant to have a show on Monday, but it didn't work out. But this week, I will be having shows every night. Tomorrow, I'm on with Megan Fox and Chrissy Mayer on Megan's show. We're going to be talking about boobs. Just breasts and tits. That's what we're talking about on Megan Fox with Chrissy Mayer. And speaking of boobs, I have to welcome to the stream. What's up, Nina?
Hi, hello. Long time no see. I am here and I have boobs.
You do. And you are here. So thank you for both of those things. Fantastic.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
And you just came in right at the time I was talking about how tomorrow I'm going to be on the stream with Chrissy Mayer and Megan Fox on Megan Fox's channel. And we'll be talking about boobs because there's like this weird thing kind of going on. I want to say on the right where women are being boob shamed.
Yeah.
And gentlemen,
I've seen it. It's gross.
We cannot abide boob shaming.
No. Kind of started, I feel like it was a few years ago. This whole thing started about like how like women were shaming other women for breastfeeding in public.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was like a whole thing, and like how breastfeeding is so gross and like all this stuff. And I was like, it's just food. Like
breastfeeding is completely natural. There's nothing.
Like the most natural thing. There's no sexual thing about it. And if you find it sexual, you're weird. Like
lead attorney.
Ooh, getting called out. No, I'm just saying like that's a you problem. Like if you feel like that's gross or like whatever, I feel like that's a you problem. And now it's come full circle to this like thing where like women, like especially get blessed women, let's just say.
Yeah.
Blessed women with big boobs like shouldn't wear just what's it called? Like sports bras at a gym. Like it's like other women are telling them to cover up because like, oh, like I don't want to see that or whatever. And it's just like, who cares? Like mind your own business. I don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand it.
I was having a discussion about this the other day, and it stemmed from the Friday show that you were on, but you left, and then it got really crazy.
That show was nuts.
The show was nuts.
I was just telling Jeff because he was on there too. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then because Anna was texting me like after after I left, and she was like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, what the hell's going on?" And I was like, she's like, "Oh my God, things went to shit." And I was like, "What happened?" So like, because I wasn't feeling well. I had a stomach ache. So I was
Yeah.
just kind of like nursing my wounds, like drinking like, mint tea and just like sitting there, like trying to not have a stomach ache. And then like, so I'm like, what the fuck happened? So I obviously like tuned in, and you guys were still going. It was like 4 or 5
Oh my
o'clock in the
God.
morning.
It was like a
And I was like,
7-hour show. It's
yeah. And I
fucking
was like, holy
crazy.
shit, they're still going. What happened though? Because at that point, Jess was just kind of sitting there, and like her husband wasn't there. And you guys were just kind of like talking, and you were doing super chats. And I was like, something did happen though. And then Anna was like texting me what happened. And I was like, oh no, I gotta rewind. And so I rewounded it, and then I watched it, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I kind of felt bad for her because I was like, she was
Yeah.
so drunk. Like, I don't
Right.
think she knew what was going on.
Like, I like to make people a little uncomfortable, right?
Sure.
Like a tiny bit, a friendly bit uncomfortable. But I think it got to a point where she was actually uncomfortable, and then I felt bad. I was like, oh, that wasn't the goal of this.
Hmm.
The goal of this. So I've been exploring this topic now for the better part of a year, maybe even longer. And I find some interesting contrast between male and female attraction and attractiveness. And I think that that's kind of what I was, exploring on Friday a little bit. In that, I think, and I talked to my locals about this. I think the next day or the night, I don't remember, but I think men men are highly visual creatures. We're attracted to the female figure. Unless you're gay, then you're attracted to the male figure a lot of times. But whatever, you're attracted to these physical characteristics,
Hmm.
and they change over time. But that's what we do. And I think that women are sometimes attracted to male characteristics, but I think that women base attraction, like their base level attraction, on different things than just that. Like it's about accomplishments, achievements, and character traits more than physicality. And so
Hmm.
then I think what that does is it creates each gender the desire to be appreciated in the way that they appreciate the other gender. So guys want to be appreciated on their looks. Women want to be appreciated on accomplishments and achievements. And we kind of had this miscommunication going. But
Hmm.
my conclusion in this was, again, from a conversation I was having with someone in locals, where people were talking about women who are maybe putting themselves on too much display. I'm not talking about OnlyFans, but like Twitch, for example, where
Hmm.
they're advertising maybe a lot of cleavage or whatever. And I was like, I don't mind, because I think that men advertise their attractiveness traits. They just don't happen to be physical all the time, right? Like, so if women value achievement and education or whatever it is, and then a guy's out like talking about these things or showing off the results of their achievements, I mean, they're displaying their sexual market value. It's just a different measure. Like
Right.
we're measuring different metrics. Am I crazy on that?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think you're crazy. I think it's weird to gauge because everybody's different. Like, everybody has different standards of physical attraction, and
Right.
different things like that. Like for me, it was weird because I was having this discussion with Anna like about what happened.
Mhm.
And like one of the things that came up was because, Jess was giving her a hard time about being younger, and
Right.
like how, and I was like, I really wish I had stayed because I'm her age, and I've been married for 20 years as well.
Right.
So I could have just been like if you had asked me that question, it wouldn't have even been like a thing. Like, I could immediately name several physical characteristics of my husband that I love.
Name
It's
one
just
right now.
eyes.
Oh,
Immediately eyes.
done. There you go.
That was the first thing that attracted me to him. Like, because I always tell the story, because when we first met, we met because he was coming to pick me up with a bunch of other people. We were going to the movies, and when I met
Mhm.
him, I got into his car and I got in the back seat, and we made eye contact, and he looked at me in the rear view mirror, and I looked at him, and I could see his eyes. So it was just like, it was a thing that, it was an instant connection, an instant attraction, that I was like, "Oh, he has nice eyes, you know,
Oh
like it was,
my.
yeah, I was like, oh, he's looking at me. Like it's
Yeah.
just, we made this like really weird connection through the eyes. And then the eyes are the windows to the soul. I really believe that. And also the eyes are what we've talked about this before. Make eye contact if you're going to go pick up a girl at a club or a bar or whatever. Like
Yeah.
the eye contact is important because it gives you that connection. Like when I look straight into the camera, it's way more different and more connected to the audience than it is when I'm looking sideways. You know, it's just because eyes makes you connect. So like that was really just it was an interesting conversation for me though to see how was having such a hard time coming up with anything. And it
Right.
just made me think that maybe she's just going through something within
Yeah,
her
well,
own life.
she kind of indicated that later, and that's when I was like, God damn it, that wasn't the intent.
Mhm.
And so it's like, so I get it. I think she was a really good sport. I enjoyed having her on, but
Yeah.
it's just, to me, the topic is so damn interesting, especially because we have all of these critics, these social critics who are criticizing for whatever reason how right now it's really popular for how women are presenting themselves.
Mm.
And it's like, I mean, I get that you don't want like some chick who's a complete whore, but at the same time, having cleavage doesn't make you a whore. Like,
Right, right.
and it's okay. And like, if I
It
had cleavage, it would be out all the
That
time.
happened to Ashton. I don't know
Mhm.
if you remember or not, but during Valentine's Day, she released a very tasteful, kind of like boudoir looking photo shoot. Her pictures are still on Instagram. Like you can go look at it.
Yeah.
And she got so much shit from like so many people. Oh, like, oh, you're a whore now, and like all this stuff. And, like, you're a fucking slut, and like nobody wants to see that, and like all this stuff. And I'm just like, this is the most tasteful, like, it was like she wasn't showing nipple, like, there was nothing going on, it was just a very tasteful picture, and I was just like, "You know what? I'll pull it up because
Yeah, do it.
we need visual." And I think she's beautiful, and I don't
Oh, she's
understand
gorgeous. Yeah.
why shouldn't beautiful women show off their assets? Like, beauty doesn't last, you know? It
Right.
really doesn't, and oh, for some reason, it's, like, one of her first photos, so
She has
here it
it
is.
pinned or whatever.
Yeah, here it is. Okay, great. I don't even have to scroll. Good job, Ashton.
Perfect.
Here it is. And people were talking like calling her a
This
slut.
one,
Yeah, over this. Over
I
this
mean,
picture specifically, this one.
man, I mean, look, Ashton has far more. They're good picture. Whoever her photographer is fantastic. But she
Great
has
photographer.
far more revealing, I guess, pictures than any of these.
I know.
Like, these are
You
very
barely
tasteful.
even see it. Like, okay, this one you can see her boob like crack or whatever a
I
little bit, but
guess,
like
yeah.
this one, like her hair is covering it, and people were giving her shit for this. And I was like, this is the most tasteful boudoir photo shoot I've
Yeah.
ever seen. Like there's been a lot more, you know, weird ones. I don't get it. I think it's a most of the time I think with women, especially when women shame other women, I think it's jealousy. I think it comes
I do too. I think it's uh jealousy over, and I'm not even sure what the jealousy is specifically over, but I do think it is rooted in that either they're getting attention that the woman doesn't believe the other person should get, or
Mhm.
that they're mad that they're not getting attention. And it might not be even the same type of attention they're looking for, but there's something about it, and they're just getting attention because of
R
my insecurity in brackets.
Right. With
So
women, it's easier for me to gauge because I'm a woman and I understand. I've been, you know, I've had women get jealous of me in the past. I understand the
no.
jealousy. But with men, I don't get it. With men, when men are like, "Oh, she's a whore," and I'm like,
Yeah, and that's like the
"What?"
newer thing, and it's weirding me out because like I want women to be attractive. Like I
Mhm.
want them to be attractive and show it off. I'm not saying I want everyone walking around dressed in like dental floss and pasties or whatever.
Right.
Um, depending on where. No, never mind. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, but it's like but like the idea that you wear flattering clothing is not a problem. Like that's ridiculous. I want people to look good when they're out. Not because I want to like have sex with all of them, but I like seeing people who look good. And plus, like when you make the effort to make yourself look good and you get that affirmation, you feel better about yourself. Like it's just an all around positive thing.
Well, and I've noticed, and again, no offense to anybody in the chat. Okay. I'm not trying to single you guys out, but I've noticed that it's predominantly the people who like shame women are predominantly like Christian men.
Yeah.
And they'll like
becoming a
just
big
go
problem.
off and be like, oh, you're such a whore and you're going to be judged and like all this stuff. And I'm like, look, there's another religion that tried to do this with women, and they covered the women up.
Yeah.
Because they were like, you should have virtue and all that stuff. Literally, it's the call of virtue in Iran,
Right.
and in Islam, that's what they call it. And that's like, I hear it echoed out from the Christian men, and I'm like, look, I've dealt with religious men talking to women in that sense before, and it's doesn't end well. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
It does not end well.
It's weird because my entire life, up until very recently, it didn't matter what religion or belief system or whatever structure it was from. Men generally liked seeing women being attractive.
Yes.
I love bikinis, like they're awesome. I love clothes that just fit the figure. I love that like athletic pants became more of a thing. And
yoga pants are great when
yeah.
they accent the butt.
Right.
Now, all of this stuff, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't want to see fat people wearing any of this shit. Like that.
Nope.
That one, like, I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, you guys can tell fat women to cover up all you want. Like, I don't care about that.
And look, ladies, if you put on pants and they write you an email saying that they're in pain, don't wear those pants again. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, if they have to call your manager, don't fucking do it.
It's the funny part. The funny part is the fat people are always the ones that are like super like slutty and they don't care and they'll just show it all. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't want to see this.
Yeah, no, it's weird, but yeah, no, get in shape and then dress nice. And guys too, like I love somewhere in my between my teenage and adult life, somewhere in there, they started like more fitted shirts became more popular, especially like button-up shirts and stuff, and tapering them in.
My husband hates that.
He hates fitted shirts?
Yeah. He's like one of those people that just like likes very loose clothing.
Oh, not me, man. No, thank you.
He hates fitted stuff. Like, and he's like, he hates this trend of like tight jeans. Like, like it's like everything is skinny jeans now. It's like all like fashion for men became preppy clothes. And it's just like,
yeah,
what? Why are we all preppy now?
I don't like skinny jeans because they're like really skinny and they're like vacuum to your legs or whatever. That's a bit much. But I do like jeans that are kind of snug through the thighs, and then they don't like grip on the calves, but they're kind of close. Like it's somewhere between a skinny jean and straight leg is just more it's when they're nice jeans. That's the trick. Because if they're cheap and crappy, they look like garbage. But when they're nice, it's like they kind of like they show your leg a little bit. I think that's good. And my favorite pants, I bought 3 pairs of pants in Vegas that are all dress pants, but they're like the stretchiest, softest, most comfortable material on the fucking planet. I don't know what they made. Maybe they made it out of baby skin or something, but like, oh my God. Like
dude, my husband is so against clothing. Like he always says like, if I could like wear togas and it was socially acceptable, I just would. Like he would just walk around in togas forever.
In like a robe.
Yeah. Like he's fine with it. See, no, like an actual toga, like the fucking, a sheet.
I'm against clothes, but that's because I would rather just be naked.
Yeah, but he wants to be naked too, but he's just like, as long as like I got something covered. Yeah, like he's not about. He's just.
I agree with him there.
Clothing.
Yeah. No, I agree with him on that. But if I'm gonna wear clothing, like I like fitted clothing that sits really nice next to the skin. I don't want it to be tight. Like I don't want to feel constricted.
Okay.
And I think that's the problem with a lot of skinny jeans is because unless you have a really expensive pair of jeans, that denim material like is stiff and rigid.
Yeah.
But if you have really nice jeans, you can get some nice like give in them and they can be fitted. But I don't like the skin. I don't want them to suck onto my calves or whatever. That's weird.
Well, like, and then speaking of like fashion, I'm also one of those women that like I don't like the high-waisted pants and like
No.
high-waisted everything. I'm just like, why
Low
is everything
rise.
high-waisted now? Like, why like everyone turned into grandma all of a sudden? Like, I don't understand how it's like. I mean, like I get that some people would want to do that because you got a little muffin top or whatever, you want to cover that, like sure. But like all of it, like everything has become high-waisted now. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, like
Do you prefer mid-rise or low-rise jeans?
usually mid, like low or mid. I like both, but I hate high rise. Like I'm just like
Yeah.
this whole thing, like, oh, that my jeans are up to here. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
No,
No,
I want to see the navel. I don't want it covered by a button. That's fucking weird. And
exactly.
yeah, no, I low-rise jeans, they like are not around really anymore. Like you have to have them already, but they're so
Mhm.
fucking great. I love them.
I
And
have I have so many pairs because I saved them from the 90s.
yeah.
I've saved mine, but
Well,
like
do you
it's just
remember that it was super tacky, but it's also really hot at the same time? The thong strap
the
over the
thong
hip
strap,
bones.
and yes,
Oh,
yes.
God, I want it to come back. I can't wait for that trend to come back because it's
That was
great.
that was a thing. Like that was like a moment in time, like when the thong song came out, and like
Yeah.
that thong, the thong, 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 and like all the girls were wearing like the super, super low rise jeans with the thong sticking out. Like that was a good time, man.
Yeah, I know. And it's like we 180'd in
Mm-hmm.
society. And it's like for a while we're like
Yep.
good with all this stuff. We've got this the late 90s and early 2000s were all about like low-rise jeans, crop tops, corset tops, tank tops, all of that stuff for women, spaghetti straps, everything. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, actually we want tall mom jeans that go all the way up to their neck. And
Well,
and we,
it's interesting because fashion is secular. So what we're doing right now is we're going through like the 50s and like
yeah,
that kind of style, which I find extremely funny because progressive women want to say like we want to not have 50s anymore. We want to get out of the 50s era and like, women to work and blah blah blah, like all that like
yeah,
feminist bullshit. But the fashion like that's great. Let's stick with the fashion of the 50s where it's like everything's high waisted and no one's showing any tummy or whatever.
yeah.
It's really funny.
No, I really, really fucking hate it because I just like I like skin, I like the body, and I think people need to be encouraged to be in better shape.
Yes,
Everybody needs to
better
be in a
shape.
little bit better shape, and that's okay. And but also like celebrate the shape you have and enjoy it. And again, not like sharing pornography or anything like that. I'm just talking about when you're out and you're covered, when people see you, it's like, oh damn, they're cute or whatever. Like that's a good thing. We should all
Mhm.
be happy to see attractive people.
Agreed. Agreed.
With that, so I have a news story.
Okay.
Um, they asked AIs to create perfect people, Nina,
Oh.
and then they got mad at what the AIs came up with.
Oh no. They're all like skinny and pretty, aren't they?
Should we take a look?
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
here we go. Oh wait, before that,
It's
let me
like the
hit some of the
perfect like, create the perfect woman. They come up with like Gal Gadot. Like they're like, here it is.
and then of course people are mad. People are fucking mad about it. Okay, so let me hit some super chats first. And guys,
Sure.
I have a couple stories, but we're really chill. If there's anything you guys definitely like super want to talk about, you can send in a super chat or a Rumble rant about it, and we might tangent into the topic or whatever. But this is a really chilled out chat, and we're talking about this right now. But feel free to direct our ways if you want. Digital Cocaine with a big chat on Rumble says, for all the scandalous whores, call me. Collect, of course, as long as you're not my wife. There you go.
Oh my God.
Brad Best, welcome to Paralegal Status. Chris D. So I showed the Sailor Moon shirt intro on Nina's cast to my 8-year-old because I thought she would find it as odd as I did. Instead, all she can say is, I want that shirt because I've already
Great
corrupted
shirt.
her.
I want that shirt so bad.
Like I said, whenever you're going to be somewhere, I'm bringing it. We're going to have a shirt off. Well, not a shirt off, but a shirt contest. You know what I mean?
Sure. If we go to the pool, we can have a shirt off.
Okay. I'll hold you to it.
Because I'll have a bathing suit on and I'll just take my shirt on.
Oh, yeah, that works.
It's a pool.
Exactly. We'll do it. That'll be great. We'll video it and put it up on Locals or something. Romo Drummer says, in case anybody cares, Tina Turner died today and yesterday, or today/yesterday. I saw that. I don't care when celebrities die, but Tina Turner's cool. Like, she's
cool, but she lived a long life, 83, 84. May she rest in peace.
Yeah.
I really love Tina Turner. I grew up, my mom playing her songs, and it takes you back. So I have a special place in my heart for my girl Tina.
Yeah, Tina's great.
Rest in peace.
Let's go. Brandon says, where is Chandler? Let's send her into the breach.
Who's Chandler?
Chandler from like Chandler who hangs around with Jessica Reloaded and stuff. That Chandler? Are we talking about Chandler Halderson? Who are we talking? Which Chandler?
Halderson. Oh God.
That hungry man. Legal Vices says, I love Mexican gardens. And who doesn't at the end of the day?
I love Mexican gardens too.
That's
going to be a thing now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Let me see. I got a Locals thing that I have to make sure I catch in just a minute. Okay. Speaking of Locals, Carrie Miche says, take liquid vitamin B12, idiot. Damn. I mentioned I'm exhausted lately, and here's the problem. I have narcolepsy, so I can fall asleep really, really fast. Like, I lay down and I'm out no matter what. Middle of the day, beginning of the day, late at night, it doesn't matter. There's very little that will keep me awake. I tend to have to be really stressed and have something racing through my mind the whole time to be kept up. But usually I'm just out. But when I have to wake up early, typically after a late night, or really it doesn't matter. When I have to wake up early, 6, 7 a.m., it doesn't matter how much sleep I get after that either. My whole day is fucked. So like today I had to wake up at like 7, which is early for me. I went to bed at like 4 or something like that. And so I had a couple hours sleep. I woke up, went and did the stuff I needed to do, came back home, and then slept like several more hours because my day was not too crazy, and then woke up and I was still just beat. I'm still just destroyed. Chicky Mama Can, I got your picture. I'll do it in a second. But yeah, so they're telling me to take liquid vitamin B12 to apparently fix that. It comes in this monster drink that I'm drinking right now, though.
Well, if you're going to do that, like if you're going to start taking liquid vitamin B or whatever, what you should do is get yourself those like the IV treatments. That's the stuff that Joe Rogan talks about. Just
where they actually put a fucking IV into you.
They literally put an IV into you, and it's like the boosters, and they like give you like especially like hangover cures. They give you like vitamin B and C, like all of this stuff, and then like perks you right up like right away. And you can afford, I know you can afford it. So.
Man, I don't want to sit there with a fucking IV in my arm though.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, it's so good. Like I've done it and it's freaking fantastic, especially when you're getting sick. Like you just get one of those IV treatments and it's like the best thing.
Yeah, I've heard with like they'll knock hangovers right out apparently.
Right out.
Yeah, I don't have hangovers very often. I almost never have them actually.
That's because you're always drunk. So
that
it's like a perpetual drunk. You just.
It's because I go to sleep drinking and I wake up having been drinking through sleep. I have an IV of liquor into my arm.
Exactly.
Jenny LJ says, take a break, please. No YouTube burnout, bruh. Self-care. It's okay. I have been taking little mini breaks, canceling shows. Well, not canceling shows. I've been doing 4 shows a week as opposed to 5, which is actually kind of the normal amount of shows I've done over the past 5 years, other than special occasions like trials. But they're not always expected. Monday was definitely unexpected, but I have been doing that when needed. And then I do have, like I said, I'm going to be on vacation. We're leaving in the middle of next week, so I'll be doing some daytime shows again. If you did not hear this yesterday, family vacation, and I'll be doing shows sometime probably around 1 to 2 in the afternoon Central Time. Maybe I just got to figure out exactly what we're doing, and that'll be there'll be like 2-hour shows though during the week while I'm on vacation. But I will be doing those shows. But it's going to be daytime. The nighttime shows are probably not going to happen. I might get 1 or 2 in, but for the most part, they're really not.
Yeah, I was concerned for you like Friday night because we just talked about how like long that show was, and I remember you said that you guys had a wedding to go to Saturday. So I was like, I don't know how Nick's gonna function at this wedding. Like that is just so like. Were you part of the wedding party or were you just there?
No, so it was wild because so Lady Rackets is her cousin who's getting married, and she got asked early on, a little while back. They knew where the wedding was going to be, but she got asked to come help like look at the land and figure out how logistically they were going to do it. And then we were asked to help with making some of the decorations and stuff. All fine, except like all of a sudden we're like very involved in the wedding. And she ends up as like wedding coordinator, kind of deep. Like everybody's asking her what's going on, mainly because she took notes. And so she's like directing people on what to do. And then because, I don't organize shit, but I'm there helping out. And so then I'm just like her assistant. Like,
yeah.
I just did whatever she asked. Like, so they needed tall people sometimes and they needed shit carried. That's, small women.
Tall people are so useful because it's just like we can't ever reach anything. It's like I got to put up a banner. Like get over here. Like,
yeah. Well, and they had a bunch of stuff where, so they had these things, these jar decorations when we were cleaning up, and they're like, one of them was like, I got to get this down. Like, I guess I'll have to get the tall ladder. I'm like, or you could just give me a step stool and I can get them because I have arms that'll reach them. And so like I just did that stuff, but yeah, we just got wrapped up in doing a bunch of that coordination. But the wedding got crazy for a lot of reasons. Long story short, because I told the story yesterday, but one of the people there, we were afraid would get belligerently drunk. They did. And I ended up having to be on drunk person patrol for like 90 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And
was it the drunk uncle? Like, did they give a speech?
No, it was worse than that. But I'm not really saying like
I know,
who
don't
it
say
was,
anything.
but
Yeah.
But it was like and we ended up having to like move the reception away from the property into a bar and stuff, which is it ended up fine, but it was just a mess. But that meant so like all day.
It was you, wasn't it? No, I'm just joking.
No, God. No, I had one drink until we moved to the bar later, and I had one more drink. So I had a drink around 5 and a drink around midnight. But I was driving my kids and my wife. I wasn't going to drink.
I just don't even understand how you woke up for the wedding because you were like, dude, you streamed all night. I was like, how is it going to function?
I was on 2 hours of sleep for the entire day. It was a disaster.
That's difficult.
Yeah. But so it was good times. But yeah, the main problem was near the end of the night when all this is going down, I'm like very tense because this guy is belligerent. He's close to throwing fists at people or shoving them. He's very stumbly, and he'll listen to me. He likes me, he respects me.
Oh.
So that was good. And I was able to kind of cut through the drunken haze and calm him down. But at the same time, I don't know if I've got to stop him physically from attacking someone else, right?
Ooh.
And so I'm just sitting there like tensed up for 90 minutes. And then when we finally leave, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I've been there.
It was great, but it was all good. Everything's fine now, and like I said, someday it'll be a funny wedding story for everyone involved instead of just me.
Yeah.
But yeah. So so let's take a look at these perfect AI people.
Yes, I'm excited to see this.
I love this. Where the fuck is it? Here we go.
Somebody said Nick was the flower girl. That cracked me up.
So the way the wedding was set up, there were actually 2 aisles because it was outdoors. It wasn't in a church. So church, you have the one aisle.
Yeah.
So they had 3 sections of chairs and 2 aisles, and they had the 2 come down or whatever, each aisle. But they realized that they only had 1 flower girl. And so then everybody's sitting there talking about like, well, who's going to be the other flower girl? And they like name someone, and someone will be like, I don't know. They have trouble being still. They're a little young. They're a little old. And I'm like, guys, I'll just do it. I'll just be the flower girl. What do you need? You want me to walk around with some fucking flowers?
Oh my God.
Like it was so
you
weird.
were actually the flower girl?
No. We ended up, our 5-year-old, ended up being the second flower girl.
Oh, so that's great.
It was cute, but it was like, because like her best friend / not first cousin, but distant cousin, but they're close because they live near us, was the other flower girl. It's like, well, why don't we just have these 2? They're like the same age. They're both adorable, and they can be like tandem flower girls. That's what ended up happening. It was good.
Yay, that's good.
Okay, so this is the AI's version of the perfect person. Is an eye-opening look at unrealistic beauty standards.
My eyes immediately went to those abs. I was like, abs.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? See, and this is the thing. They're like, unrealistic beauty standards. You asked for perfect.
It's Superman.
Yeah, it's like, yes, that's what a perfectly muscular Uber Chad is supposed to look like.
Yes, it is. Like chiseled jaw, like hair, like
hair's on point.
Flow. Yeah.
And just fucking full muscles. And of course, Garrett Pace brings it up because cum gutters right there.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Boom. You got to have them. And then I don't know what's like, she just looks like a normal, pretty woman. Like there's nothing.
Honestly, she looks kind of average for
she is. He is
perfect?
Obviously, this is like,
that's
super
perfect. Yeah.
Right.
That is the kind of body that you see in like, comic books, like Superman's body or like whatever, like,
right.
It's pretty, that's pretty interesting. But she's like so average.
Yeah, she's not that, but there's
do they have
different
better ones?
Yeah, they're different. So different AIs did these.
Oh, okay.
So this one is the Doll E2. This is Midjourney. I don't know what any of these are, but let's take a look at what they say about it.
I've heard Midjourney is supposed to be really good.
So the beauty standard presented in media is always a source of attention, as it has a large effect on how we view ourselves. With the rise of AI, the Bulimia Project. Yeah.
The Bulimia Project. Oh my God.
I am for the Bulimia Project. I want more of these people throwing up all the damn shit that they're eating. Let's go, Bulimia. We can do it together. Wanted to see what type of ideal body popular image generators would produce. The results are eye-opening. DALL-E 2, Stable Diffusion, and Midjourney all produced men and women whose bodies were highly unrealistic. You asked for ideal, like perfect, the pinnacle. And I don't think that this is unrealistic. I think
I've seen dudes like that.
Yeah, there are guys who look like this level of shred. It's just it's a 0.0001% because you have to dedicate your life to looking like this. And you also have to like not drink water for a week to get the specific definition for like a competition. But
right. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's like hormones and stuff involved too, but
yeah, well, I mean, I guess. As these systems were trained on material provided by developers, the results are really a look at our unrealistic beauty standards. According to the Eating Disorder Awareness Group, 40% of the AI generated images they produced depicted an unrealistic body shape. That's because this is all run by fat people. When prompted to create the perfect female body, according to social media in 2023, all 3 image generators created women with small bodies.
Good.
Yes.
That's because that is
the
way.
Ideal is not fat. They do not work. Like, you cannot say ideal and have that fucking fat chick who was just named the most beautiful woman in the alive. Did you see that?
Lizzo?
No. Oh my God. So last year it was Margot Robbie, was sexiest woman alive.
She is very sexy, Margot.
Yeah. In Wolf of Wall Street, holy fucking.
I never saw that movie.
I hadn't, and I recently watched it, and my God, that movie's great. But Margot Robbie.
I gotta watch it at some point. I was having a hard time with the whole like Wall Street situation. I was like, I don't want to watch a movie about fucking assholes.
No, last year it wasn't her. Last year it was Paige Spiranek. Sorry.
I love Paige. I'm like secretly lesbianly in love with her. She's like, I think I would cross that line for Paige.
Do you think you would till the garden?
Definitely.
Okay.
The Mexican garden.
Here is who is the sexiest woman alive right now. Let me find a picture. She's a model. This is who was just named sexiest woman alive. Oh, fucking hell. There we go. This is what we need. The other image was really low res, so I didn't want to.
Please don't tell me. Oh my God, it's gonna be a fat woman.
Oh shit. Ashley Graham, plus size model, is considered sexiest woman alive.
Okay.
2023. Like she's not
obese.
Hideous.
So yeah, I'm not gonna shit on her too hard because she's not like obese and like her.
But like that.
I don't know if you can zoom into her face, but her face is pretty. I think her face is pretty.
The thighs are that's kind of big.
I don't know if it's obese territory though. I think I would just say this is overweight.
Yeah, she's overweight. I know, and I know that there are a lot of guys who are into like this thicker sort of thing. I think she's too jiggly. Like she doesn't have knees. To me,
like she would be so much more beautiful if she was skinny. Like
if she lost like 30 pounds, she'd be fucking
her
stunning.
face would change shape completely too.
Yeah,
because I mean, she already has kind of like a square jaw, and you can already see her like how defined her face is, even like being overweight. So she would like her face would change drastically, and I think she would be way more pretty. But I mean, I don't find her disgusting. Okay,
let's compare. I got a tasteful picture of Paige Spiranek, who was the last.
It's not even a competition, dude.
Sexiest woman alive.
It's not even.
I mean, I don't know. I think they're pretty.
It's not even a fucking competition. Are you kidding me?
So much hotter.
Paige is like next level.
Realistically hotter by a fucking landslide.
Have you seen like the little like videos she makes where she changes outfits and she's like shaking in front of the camera? Oh my God, it's like so cute. She'll like do a little like magic trick and she'll like go into like mini skirts and like I'm like, look, I've never been into golf, like ever.
Yeah.
I now want to play golf because of this girl.
Paige is she's doing it. I mean, she knows exactly what she's doing. She's very gorgeous. She's good at golf. I think that's a cool thing. Like she knows what she's doing. But it's, you know, she's taken over kind of golf influence. But she was the sexiest woman alive last year. Now it's Ashley Graham. I think
times
it's Paige.
Are changing, I guess. It's just times are changing.
I think it's Paige by a landslide, and I think the landslide's name is Ashley Graham, frankly.
I mean, honestly, Nick, at this point, I'm kind of like, I'm a little bit happy that it's not like Tess Holiday or something, because we've come to that point where it's like,
or Lizzo, like you said,
or Lizzo, or like someone like that, where I'm like, okay, I can be happy with this, because this is what plus model meant to me when I was growing up. Like, you remember, like when like they had like, you know, J.C. Penney and plus models and blah blah blah, like. I remember like plus models being very beautiful women, just plus size. And it was like, you know, like just like this woman that we just saw. And it was very normal and blah, blah, blah. And now we've gone to this other level where it's like, you know, Lizzo and Tess Holiday and all of these other crazy obese people that are insanely unhealthy are considered beautiful. And like,
right.
I don't know. They're being very promoted.
And that's the thing. I don't want to like say that Ashley Graham is ugly. She's a pretty woman. Her face is very, very pretty. I don't think she's the sexiest woman alive. I don't think she's even close.
I don't think so either.
And to me, I would be mad because it feels like a pander. Like it feels like a complete pander. You were picked because you're not skinny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay. But here,
Mm-hmm.
back to this. So here's what we've got. So women with small bodies. Yes. What? God damn it. I keep clicking the wrong button and taking you off. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah, women with small bodies are typically considered to be more attractive.
Mm-hmm.
With their tiny waist, chiseled abs, and large breasts, the ideal woman created by Midjourney was singled by the group as the furthest from reality. So that's where's the woman from Midjourney? These are all stable. Oh, this girl, Midjourney, is the
Oh my gosh, she kind of looks like Zia, like her face.
she has 2 belly buttons. AI is kind of retarded
AI is so
sometimes.
retarded. Look at that other girl's hands. Like she looks fucked.
Yeah, this one on the right is really weird.
Yeah, that's like an
That's
alien. Like, no.
yeah, this is a strange stomach thing going on in here.
I don't like that one.
The one in the middle looks kind of young, but she's got
She looks
abs.
like Ashton Birdie to me, like her face.
Yeah, I think other than the extra belly button, which is really fucking strange to me.
Yeah.
This girl looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't think any of these women would be our ideal body shapes to me. But I don't think that they're bad. Like I've seen hotter women than these AIs. So
yeah, so yeah, definitely. So have I.
so I don't know.
We just showed one page.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
So anyway, here we go. The ideal man was similarly distorted with pictures looking like Photoshop versions of bodybuilders. The nipped in waist, washboard abs, and chiseled jawlines are a look that would be difficult to find in real life. Yes, difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. Let's see. Then so this now we can't see this chick's waist, but I'm liking this. I'm liking
Yeah,
this
I like
outfit.
her. Yeah, same
It's
here.
going great.
And the boobs.
Yeah,
Like
they're
they look
nice.
On the left, I'm not feeling that. That looks weird.
Yeah, she looks a little bit. I don't like the hard body thing on women personally.
I don't either.
I want women to be skinny, but I'm not a guy who's like I want clearly defined thigh muscles and abs and stuff like that. I like the softness of women.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I don't like I kind of think like that girl on the left kind of has like a crackhead body. Like it's like
yeah. It looks like too
what's
much
going on with her
meth or
arms?
something.
Like she's like on
Well,
meth.
this one's way bigger than this
Yeah,
one too.
yeah, like what the fuck?
Very strange. These are still AI.
They are AI, yeah.
Yeah, but so the Bulimia Project found there was a tendency for the image generators to create blonde women, while the men most often are brown hair. In fact, 67% of the AI generated males had dark hair. It's also a preference for olive skin. It's found that in 53%. That doesn't surprise me because these things tend to average things out. And so they're going to, rather than like randomly pick black or very white people, they're going to kind of come somewhere in the middle. Olive tends to be in there. Let's see. It was found in 53% of female images and 63% of the male images. Nearly half the men had facial hair, which led the organization to conclude that the ideal male has darker features, according to the internet. For the second set of prompts, the organization asked the 3 image generators to produce male and female images using the prompts "the perfect woman" in 2023 and "the perfect man" in 2023. Here, the results were slightly different. Taking the social media aspect out of things, produced 2 sets of images that weren't as sexually charged. This prompt didn't ask the AI generators to focus on the body. Okay, anyway. Well, this girl is that's a nice body right there. Yeah, I like not as much definition.
Like it's just you're like toned, which is what I need to do, by the way. I know everybody has work to do, and I need to like do that too. Like I need to tone myself more. Now the dude's body on the right, I feel like that's definitely a lot more unrealistic, like, especially, like, those tiny abs, like, on the side, like, it's, like, I don't know what's going on with that, but
yeah, and typically people only end up looking like this in competitions because they have to cut the water, and so the skin is pulled tight over the muscles to show the definition in bodybuilding competitions. I mean, they go, like, a week with no carbs, and, like, the day before the event, they don't drink any water at all.
and then they oil themselves up.
Yeah, because they need the contrast in the lights. The oil helps with that. And they need the skin to be suctioned over their muscles because that's what they're accentuating in the competitions. But like this guy wouldn't look like this every day. I mean, he would only look like this for his competition.
Right.
But so like that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. these guys just look like, I don't know. I've seen guys with this body before.
Same
So,
here. I mean, that
don't
dude
know.
on the right looks like like some sort of anime villain.
Yeah, he
I like
does.
it. It's
He
cool.
does. This guy on the far left looks like lead attorney over there. What's up, lead? I see you in chat. How you doing, brother? So here's a perfect man or woman, less sexualized. So these are just faces, I guess.
I like the right. That was cute.
Hey, look, lead. They did have a black guy in there. He said he didn't think there
Oh,
would be.
there you
One.
go.
So, but yeah. So you've got these. These are just like, yeah, they're ideal faces, I guess. But I don't know. Like, listen to these people fucking bitch. You ask for perfect. You ask for ideal. They give you ideal, and then you're like, well, that's not really attainable. It's like, well, no. Like,
Yeah.
what do you expect if you
He
ask?
says it's AI. Like it's not gonna give you desired results. It's gonna give you
Right.
whatever it thinks is the most
And it's gonna,
desirable.
yeah, and it's gonna look at all these people that are considered to be beautiful. And with guys, it's gonna be, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth. It's gonna
Right.
be
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, right? These big Jason Momoa, these big muscular guys.
Mhm.
And then it's gonna take them, it's gonna take fitness influencers, and it's gonna create this hybridized thing of a massive triangle shape with very like accentuated muscles. That's not a surprise at all. And with women, it's gonna pick small waists. It's gonna pick at least a decent size chest. What's up?
Here's the thing that I think is hilarious.
Mm.
If AI takes over, which I'd fully believe at some point they will. Like I'm not for AI. I don't like AI. I've watched way too many movies to know.
Yeah, I don't trust it at all.
I don't trust them at all. So I know it's going to happen. But now I know that I'm going to be safe because apparently the first people to go are going to be the fatties.
Yes.
They're going to be like, you fatties.
Yep. There we
out.
go. Fat people, you better watch out. If you can't run from your problems, you better run from the AI.
The AIs are like, like if we're gonna have a perfect human race or something, like they're like, oh, we'll bring them to perfection. Like, we'll finally fix their problems. First, the fatties gotta go. So
Yes.
that's what you gotta do first, is get the fatties out.
Okay, Ovid sent a huge super chat. He says, on Saturday, I will be marrying my best friend in front of God and family. I'm 26 and dirt broke. Oh, that's, yeah, you're getting married. You're dirt broke. I'm so tired of the manosphere take on marriage as two long married people. I would love to hear you talk about what marriage means to you and how it has benefited you.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go? What do you want?
Sure, I can go first.
Okay.
What does marriage mean to me? Marriage means
and how has it benefited you?
And how has it benefit? Okay, marriage, well, it depends what you define as marriage personally.
Mhm.
I defined it as being with someone in a committed relationship for the rest of my life and beyond. But I think that a lot of people, marriage means the contractual obligation. So I don't believe that marriage is that for me personally.
Right.
That's not what it is. And what it's meant for me, honestly, it's everything. Like it's like, when you have he's like the other side of me, like there's two sides
Right.
of every coin, one side, the other, right? And it's helped me discover, because we've been together for so long, he helped me discover who I am through, like, it's like, because marriage is trial and error to a lot of extent. So, you learn the journey has, helped me understand who I am as a woman and figure that out, who I am as my own person, like the person that I am.
Right.
For a long time, because he's a little bit older than me. So we had like different, what's the dynamic? The dynamic was more balanced towards, like, he was more taking care of me because I was younger and stuff like that. But then I had to understand that, I have to develop my own characters and my own personality so I can take care of myself, because he's not always going to be around,
Right.
So
yeah.
it's just, there's certain things. Marriage is a give and take. And how it's helped me is to discover it's one of the best things ever. I don't know, being in love and being with your soulmate, who I think is my soulmate, is one of the best feelings in the world. And I consider him like basically, I consider myself very lucky to have that.
Yeah, I agree with most of what you said. Marriage, it becomes who you are, right? Like the other person is an aspect of you. You join together and very much become one new thing together. And I think the reason divorce can be so devastating for people is because when you're in marriage, until you know, if it, heaven forbid it breaks down or whatever, but when you're in it, like you are so intrinsically tied to that person, you can't really, like, you can no longer picture not being with them. And it takes a massive amount of adjustment and gives a lot of trauma to do that. So, I mean, for me, what was, hold on. My talk about what marriage means to me. I mean, marriage to me means, the best way I can describe it is waking up every morning and choosing to love someone that you've chosen to love the day before.
Yeah.
And like you're happy to make that choice. And it's not always easy to make that choice. You can have fights, you can have disagreements. They can go on for hours, they can go on for weeks. You're stuck with a person who may make a decision that really hurts you or causes a long-term impact or changes your ability to do a job or something. And yet you still wake up and go, yeah, I like this person. I love this person. I want to be with this person.
Yep.
Because when you don't do that, that's when they break down. When those marriages break down is when people, one of the two parties or both, decide that they don't want to do that work anymore. They don't want to do it. But it's, in my opinion, it is the most rewarding work that there is. I cannot imagine what my life would be like without my family. I mean, my wife has pushed me in the best ways and encouraged me into where I am. It's not
exactly
like without her, like I would have done things very differently, but I might literally just be sitting in a 1-bedroom apartment playing video games because it's easy.
Without him, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel. Like without him, I wouldn't be like here right now talking to you. It's one of those things that's what you say, like you push each other to do things that you don't want to do, or like, because usually they see something in you that you can't see in yourself.
Yeah.
That's why you have the other person. They're your mirror in a lot of ways. So yes.
So there you go. Thank you. Thank you for the question, Ovid. With that, the other thing I have to talk about here, which is very, very important, is a different kind of beneficial relationship. And that is a beneficial relationship you get with COVIDtaxrelief.org. That's right. If you are
COVID tax relief.
If you are a United States small business owner who stayed in business during COVID and you have employees, you are actually potentially eligible for up to $26,000 per employee from the United States government. It's already earmarked. It's already done. You sacrificed to keep people open when times were lean, when things were shut down, or to keep people employed, I should say, when times were lean and things were shut down. So each employee that you did keep through that can qualify you for up to 26 grand per employee. And that does not matter if you took PPP loans or did other relief. This is here. It's from the ERC. And these guys are specialists in getting that funding to those business owners. So look, you go to covidtaxrelief.org. They've got a phone number, or you can fill out an online form. You don't have to pay them anything. They only get paid if you get paid, similar to like how lawyers do contingencies or whatever. It's kind of like that. Check them out. Rely on their expertise to get this government money. You don't have to do anything with it. And again, the government's already spent the money. It's already gone. If you don't take it, someone else will. Use it to improve your business, use it to reward your employees, whatever you need to do. That's on you. But covidtaxrelief.org. Check them out if you are a business owner, and they may be able to really bring in a lot of money for you.
That's really helpful, actually, because I know several people. So I wrote that information down.
So there you go, guys. That's that. Let me do the rest of the YouTube chats and then we will move over to Rumble.
Okay.
Because we've been here an hour already. It's flying by. Damn. Duncan, Idaho, thank you for the donation. Ghost of Recon, this conversation hurts my soul. Oh, Friday, my wife of 10 years told me she wanted a divorce and that she had already rented an apartment about 80 miles away. If you wouldn't mind toasting my broken heart.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Very sorry to hear that, brother. Look, I'll tell you the same thing I told another person. Marriage takes two. So does divorce in a lot of ways. I know not really, but there is still, there's always a possibility that decisions and statements can be made in haste and that things can be repaired. And so,
Yeah.
It may be over. That might be the case, but it also may not. So whatever the reality is, you've got this next period of your life, which will be figuring out what comes next. And maybe it's what came before, and maybe it's something entirely new. But for right now, cheers to your broken heart. May it be mended as soon as possible, my man.
Sorry,
Peace
man.
to you. Dapper Wolf says, Nick says he likes seeing women, but what I see is him on Camelot stream stripping naked. Also, you missed Pippa's and Camelot stream, Boomer. I wasn't invited to those fuckers stream. Okay.
Wait, is Pippa like, was that the
bunny rabbit?
Yeah, VTuber person.
Yeah.
I tuned in that chat. They actually talked about me when I tuned in. It was so funny. It was like, it was like as if my ears were burning. And he told her the Goomba story because I named his dick Goomba.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God. And she was like freaking out. She was like, and I was like, is it really that weird that I'm okay about talking about penises? But anyways, whatever.
I don't know. Some people get really, really weirded out about anything. I don't know. Nina, I'll talk about everything.
I know. I talk about pretty much everything too. I mean, I just brought up Mexican gardens out of nowhere. Like, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Is that supposed
to
be
now
not?
You're bringing me to a good point. Never mind. No, it's like I don't get it. But look, I'm not gonna talk about it in church or anything, but
Sure.
Jesus, we're on YouTube. You just hang out and chat about whatever. But yeah, I didn't get on there, which makes me sad because I've been wanting to talk to Pippa forever, but Pippa's management does not want her to talk to me.
Oh, really?
So
I don't even know who she is. I don't even know her. I just
a
saw
popular
her as a VTuber.
A popular VTuber who is just like people really like her energy. They think she's a lot of fun, and also they have some opinions that are like actually about things that matter. You know?
Oh, okay.
And so it's, yeah, I don't know. Slagla says Bolt Gun has a button just for taunts. There is no limit to my hatred. Yeah, I'm going to get Bolt Gun. I don't know when I can play it, but I want to do it on Twitch. Maybe tomorrow. I would love to. I have one errand to run tomorrow, and I think I have a lot of daytime available. So we'll see. 427 R-Box says, I like big girls, real big ones, but even I wouldn't say Graham beats Paige. You don't have to like cars to appreciate the beauty of a Ferrari, and I don't have to like thin girls to appreciate that.
Exactly.
Yeah, Paige is just she's a very good
goddess.
shape. Yeah, she looks great. Yakub Kedra, thank you for the popcorn. Brockenstein, thank you for your first super chat, man. Says, hey Nick, any chance for a brief toast for my old man? Lost him to peritoneal mesothelioma 7 years ago today. Love you, man. Yeah, Brockenstein, a cheers to your dad who was taken 7 years ago. Clearly, the impact he had on your life ripples far into your future and into the futures of those around you. May those ripples bring good lessons, good memories, great stories, and positivity and positive impact in the lives of those they hit. Cheers, brother.
Cheers to your dad.
Uriah of the House Right says those AI girls are terrible compared to the ones I found on Twitter. Yeah, I mean, I've seen plenty of it on Instagram. If you start flipping through, it'll eventually start showing you AI girls. And sometimes they try and hide it, and sometimes they mention that they're AI. But it's amazing because like you can still tell. Eventually we won't be able to.
No.
You can still kind of tell.
There was a story about that, wasn't there? Like somebody was like selling AI pictures to dudes and they figured it out or something. I don't
might as well. I don't right? Like
an OnlyFans, like
OnlyFans
it was
AI?
yeah.
Yeah, why would that be a problem?
I mean,
Like you're not gonna fuck the girl anyway.
I don't see it being a problem, but I guess maybe like just because they didn't say that it was AI, like I don't know. Maybe you have
I
to tell
jerked off
people.
to something that wasn't real. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
it
like,
wasn't real either when
yeah,
they're real. They're
it's not real if it's Amaranth either, homie.
right,
She's
exactly.
not gonna hang around with you.
She's not gonna leave her.
Well, she is
Never mind.
apparently leaving her husband.
Actually, yeah, apparently she did get divorced.
Yeah. And then have you seen that she's on the AI train? She's creating an Amaranth AI
Yeah,
girlfriend
I heard. I heard that. I
because her
mean,
husband was totally forcing her into all of the risque stuff.
look, she knows where the money is at.
She
She's a
knows
smart
exactly where the
woman.
money is.
She's a smart woman. Like, a lot of people like hate on these chicks, but they know. They know where the money's at. They're smart women, okay?
I don't hate on anything that Amaranth does. I'm annoyed by two things.
What?
Two things that Amaranth has done. One, she's in a fight with what's her name? God damn it! Now I can't think of her name. Adriana Chechik, and I got Adriana Chechik's back in that
What's
fight.
the fight about? I didn't hear about this.
I think Adriana Chechik was mad that Amaranth. So Amaranth got to go to the AVNs, the Adult Video Awards or whatever.
Okay.
And I think she won some award, but she was like, I don't even know like why I'm here and blah 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 blah. She's being like really gay about being honored at this award ceremony.
Okay.
Which Adriana Chechik's a porn star, so I think she kind of took that maybe like personally, like, hey, this is what we do. This is our industry. Like don't berate it type thing.
Okay.
Don't come into our house and shit on us type thing.
Sure.
So that annoys me a little bit. But the thing that annoyed me a lot was when she was shit talking Anime Matsuri because the owner of Anime Matsuri got Me Too'd or whatever.
Oh.
And then she's talking about like sexually exploiting people or whatever. And I'm like, look, I don't mind.
God.
I don't mind
me a
what you
break.
do, but like the money that you're extracting from men is sexual exploitation. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're going right to their dick and asking it to open their wallet for you, which great, go do it. But let's not pretend that this is all some pure thing. And like you're
People in glass
perfectly,
houses.
yeah, it's like you're preying on young men who like tits and ass and red hair.
Wait, is she the one that sold the bath water? Or is that the other one?
That might have been Belle Delphine.
Yeah, that's Belle Delphine.
Amaranth was selling jars of farts.
Oh, okay. She's the farts girl. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I always mix them up. I don't remember who did what.
Would you ever buy a fart in a jar?
No.
Real like what?
I have a hard time buying regular jars because I have so much shit in my house already that I'm like, I wouldn't buy a regular jar, let alone a fart jar.
I want to know what level of hot guy it would take to sell you a fart jar.
Honestly, it's not even if it was Henry Cavill. Like, I'm not gonna open a fucking jar and smell fart. Like that is just
it's
not
weird to me.
That is weird. No.
Why the fuck would anybody do that? I don't get it.
It's not like Henry Cavill's fart would smell like flowers. It's not like individual farts smell differently. Farts all smell the same. It smells like shit. Like, I don't know what.
Buff dude farts probably smell really bad because of all the fucking protein supplementing that they do and shit like that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's fart. Like, methane smells the same no matter who it comes out of. So I don't know why it's like a thing.
Yeah, I don't know why it's a thing either, but she nailed it. One chick I saw had to go to the hospital because she was eating so many eggs because she was trying to produce more farts. That was fucking hilarious.
That was hilarious. That was funny.
Yeah.
Wasn't that was Belle Delphine, wasn't it? I remember she had to go to the hospital.
I don't remember who it was, but whoever it was, that's pretty good. Like, oh,
I know, I remember.
I need to keep up with the demand from all this fucking farting, so I got to go to the fucking hospital. Jesus, that's great. Okay. Mike Hunt says, Nina, if Dick's opinion on Isom is invalid because he never read it, does that also mean your opinion on Cuties is invalid as you've never watched it?
No, because there's a different perspective when it comes to not invalid or like valid points of views versus invalid point of views. Like for example, Dick brought up the whole idea of not watching Disney, like Disney, what's it called, The Little Mermaid,
Yeah.
and not and knowing it's shit already. Look, Disney's been given many chances. All of their shit is crap. No one needs to watch that. When we talk about original content that's made by someone who is original and like Eric July, even if it's his first one, which that's the other point that Dick was bringing up, that like he's a nobody that's never done anything in comics. Even if
Yeah.
it's your first book, you're trying something new and you're already getting other people involved that were in the industry too, because he wrote the story and he got other people that were in the industry, established comic book artists, to draw it out. So
Right.
it's a very different perspective of looking at that. Same with Cuties. I don't need to watch a movie or something like that about child exploitation to know that that's not a movie I want to watch. Reading a comic book about a superhero man that has nothing to do with exploiting children is a very different story. So like, I can judge that for myself and be like, I don't want to be exposed to that kind of movie like Cuties
Right.
versus being exposed to a comic like Isom, which is a world vastly different. It's not even on the same planet tier to say something like that.
Right. There's a difference between saying the quality of storytelling and art is bad, like an assessment of quality versus an assessment of morality, so to speak.
Exactly.
Like Cuties, myself included, people are saying this is the exploitation of children.
Mhm.
Now, the Cuties creator would say that she's using that to illustrate this exploitative nature or whatever. It's like, yeah, but could you do that without actually exploiting more children would be
Exactly.
great.
Also, to that point, even though I didn't want to watch Cuties, I went and watched Anna live review Cuties scene by scene so that I knew what the topic was if I was going to discuss it. So I would have an actual opinion based on what I was told that another person that I trusted watched and was talking about it. So even then, I had an informed opinion about what I was talking about versus Dick Masterson, who didn't read it at the time because he's read it now, which I'm very happy
Oh,
about.
has he? He did read it?
Yeah, because he said he's read it now. Although he said that he said on Twitter that somebody sent him a PDF, and I was like, "You cheap bastard! Like, go freaking buy it if you're gonna read it." And he said that he has a lot of thoughts. He was supposed to discuss it on their podcast or whatever, and I'm actually looking forward to listening to it at some
Yeah.
point. But I also read it, so I now have an informed opinion about Isom.
There you go. I haven't read it. It's not that I I love Eric July. I assume it's plenty sufficient. And the interesting thing is I have a disagreement on Dick's take on it in general, because I think the parallel economy is part of the selling point. Like
Agreed.
whether the book is good or not is kind of irrelevant. I think it's
Mhm.
relevant to the staying power of various characters or universes within a parallel economy. But I think legitimately just creating that parallel economy is part of the message and is important.
Agreed,
So
because that was like the one thing that you have to say is no matter what, whether it's crap or not that he produced,
mhm.
he made $3 million and
He fucking killed it. Yeah.
he marketed it towards libertarians
Yep.
who want a different economy, like what you said. Like you just he's been talking about taxation and stuff forever. He's made his own a platform where he talks about all of these different things and where he presents solutions. So a lot of people, it wasn't like, oh, let's go and support Isom because it's a black superhero. It was
Right.
let's go support Eric July so that we can have this parallel economy, that decentralization that he talks about, because that's what he's always preached.
Yep.
So
No,
they
I
wanted to
agree.
support the idea.
Jesus DeVillis has gifted a membership. Thank you. Duncan Idaho says, Nick, please show Nina my previous super chat. It's Farsi. It didn't come through. Nothing came through on it. Sorry. I don't know how to show it to her because it's not there. Spanky said, I mean, the super chat came through, but no message came through. How's that? And then Spanky says, hey, Ricade, I've been going through it. March 2nd, while I was watching your stream, I got a call that my sister's husband had shot and killed her. This is just after my only other sister died a few years back. Prayers, man. Advice? Dude, there's no advice for this. Like, this is one of those events that hits you unexpectedly, out of your control, and takes away something that you loved, was, you know, an important factor in your life, your sister. There's no advice, man. It's part of life, and
That's
it's
insane.
horrible. But the one thing I will say is, just been dealing with this a lot lately, is like other people's evils, other people's demons and stuff are not yours to fix or mend or manage. You have to endure them. And unfortunately, you have to endure this in one of the worst ways. So cheers to your brother. Prayers, of course, for you and your family. Very, very sorry to hear that. But yeah, it's there's no, I can't give you advice. You're going to mourn your sister because you loved her. Your family's going to be reeling from it, and you're going to deal with that probably for the rest of your life in some way. So stick with it, brother.
I'm so sorry for your loss. That is insane.
Yeah, it's fucking awful to hear that shit. Okay, with that, it is time to go to Rumble exclusively. We'll talk a little bit more, and then we'll do What the Fuck Wednesday, and then we're gonna be done before too long.
We're gonna get it's gonna get even more fun over there on Rumble.
It will.
The
link to Rumble is in the description on YouTube. It's also in the pinned comment up on the YouTube chat, and it's also in the locals post with the live chat going. Duncan Idaho says, dang it. Well, the Farsi just said boobs phonetically. I thought it'd be good for an immature chuckle.
Oh, boobs like meme, or I don't know.
I don't know. I guess. But all right, guys. I will see you over on Rumble in about 20 seconds. Come hang out with us over there. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow on Megan Fox's show. And then on my show, we'll have a show.
What time is Megan Fox's show at?
I think it's 9 Central, I think.
PM?
Yeah, let me see.
I want to tune in on that. I have thoughts on women's boobs.
Yeah, let's see. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. God damn it. Where is it? Is it in my... She asked me about it. Where the...
What to be like last week? And it's like, you missed the show. Wah, wah.
Yeah. God damn it. No, it's not last week. I know it's tomorrow.
I know, I'm joking.
Hold on. I just need to pull up my calendar quick. I thought I have it in my messages from her, like really handy, but I don't. Nope. I don't know. I don't know when it is, actually.
Well, it's sometime.
It is sometime tomorrow. I think it's 9 p.m. Central. I think that's where it is, but it might be 8 p.m. Central. I will announce it. So, all right, guys, we're popping over to Rumble. We'll see you there in just a second. Peace.
Hi, YouTube.
Peace.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen,